Hey, what's up, souls? It's Joe again here. Today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I'm now vegan. So today I'm really diving into something that is like super important to me that's happened in the last little while, and it can be a topic that can be a little sensitive to some people, but I'm just going to tell my journey and tell my story, and you can take from it what you will, and we'll just go from there. So first of all, just a little bit of my story. Back in May of 2017, I decided that I wanted to change some of my health, and the first thing that I cut out in May was sugar from my diet. So processed sugars, which a lot of people think is crazy hard to do. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I first started, it was hard because there was sugar in everything. And so I started in May of no sugar. And then as that transitioned and as I kind of got used to that after that month, in June of 2017, I decided to go completely plant-based whole foods. And so what is plant-based whole foods? It's a form of veganism in a way. There is kind of some confusion between the two. But essentially, whole foods plant-based, in my personal opinion, is one of the best ways you can eat. And it's really just eating foods that have been grown and aren't modified. They just come right off the earth in whatever form that they're made, and we consume them as energy. So that is whole foods plant-based. Veganism is basically just not consuming any type of animal products, and also not wearing animal products, and anything that has to do with hurting animals, anything that contributes to the abuse of animals would not be allowed in veganism. When people do ask me, though, I do say that I'm vegan just mainly because it's the easiest terminology that people understand at this point, but I'm going to tell you there's much more than just veganism. So number one, the main reason why I switched to a vegan lifestyle or a whole foods plant-based lifestyle was because of my skin. So even since an early age, when I was a kid, I had skin-related problems, skin disorders, like psoriasis or eczema, any of these kind of skin conditions I seemed to be plagued with. And I would get them depending on the time of year and depending on what I would be doing, my lifestyle, it would be better or worse. So my first idea was cut all this food out of my diet and see if it makes any difference. So I stopped because of my skin. I'm gonna post some before and after pictures of my skin if I get the nerve to do it, because it's kind of embarrassing what my skin looked like before as opposed to now. But I would say that's the first reason, was skin health. I started in June of 2017. It is now November. So like 5 months, 6 months, my skin is probably at about 95% clear now. It's not completely clear, but I don't think that it just clears up overnight. And there's still some triggers with skin disorders, and you have to check that. Number two was after I started eating different and I started seeing the changes in my skin, I really got totally motivated, and I started noticing changes in my body, like my body weight. Not that I was ever overweight, but I started really leaning out, and it was really shocking because I'd never really gone through that, even as when I was younger. I always like to work out when I can, and I never really saw the gains that I was looking to have. But as soon as I started eating whole foods, it was dramatic. It was so quick. I started even becoming addicted to some other awesome YouTubers that I follow now. Simnit Nutrition, shout out to you, was a big motivator of mine, who's a vegan type of calisthenics athlete, I would say, or bodybuilder type thing. And I've been following his videos every day as for motivation, and he's been a really big inspiration that way. So just the change in the body health and weight, you will see a change. I can guarantee it that if you don't see some kind of weight loss or weight improvement off going whole food plant-based, it would be very shocking to me. Number 3 was probably about 3 months into my change over to a plant-based diet. I started becoming more compassionate towards the animals and the industry that processes like meats and dairy, and I started seeing things and investigating into things that really kind of hit a different level for me. I didn't really think I would get consumed by the animal cruelty stuff, and started watching some documentaries like What the Health, and it really opened my eyes to something. The environmental and animal factors that come into play once you go vegan is amazing, or plant-based, because you start to appreciate all the sentient beings that are on this planet. And like, there's gonna be haters out there that are gonna say like, oh, whatever, like, we're meant to eat meat and meant to eat animals, but I don't know. Like, I don't think any of us know really if that's what we're supposed to do. And I think unless we have some kind of proof, I don't really think that we should judge anybody on that. Number 4 was a big one for me. Number 4, I would say, was just finding new foods and cooking. Again, I never enjoyed cooking meat. Since a young age, when I started learning how to cook, I couldn't stand cooking meat. It never made me feel good cooking it, and therefore I didn't really enjoy cooking. I didn't really like preparing food. And what happened was, as soon as I went plant-based, I started experimenting. I had to start eating, so I started experimenting with plant-based eating and making different things, and started finding a love for cooking. I'll post some pictures of some things that I've made as well that ended up really awesome. I made some wings. They call them wings, but they're cauliflower wings. They're really good, and I make them sometimes. And there's just so many different types of foods that you can make. There's meatless, like meatballs made of chickpeas. They're really awesome. I'll post a picture of those as well. You just find a love for food again, and you eat foods that you never would have thought you've eaten before. It changes your world a little bit if you do it correctly. The 5th reason why I'm now vegan and I'm sticking with veganism is because I learned very quickly that a lot of the foods that you learn to love as a non-vegan, as someone who's eating animal products, you can almost, if you do it the right way and figure it out, you can almost duplicate in the plant-based world and get the health benefits of it at the same time. Meaning, the foods you ate before, you can find ones that taste so good that you don't want to go back to those other foods, especially because of how you feel after you've eaten the foods. Thanks again, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and comment below if you have anything you want to say about veganism or plant-based eating. Did it help you? Did it change your life at all? Do you notice it, or is it just me? Because I noticed a big improvement in my overall health in my life. So if you have any comments you want to leave, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.